Louisiana beer reviews. Abita Pecan Ale Revisited. They changed the name, okay? I thought I had done this beer before, and I checked my records, and in about a week it'll be exactly 5 years. But back when I reviewed it before, it was called Abita Harvest Pecan. Now it's Pecan Ale. But the same ingredients: pale, Munich, biscuit, and caramel, barley malt. Willamette hops is 5.2% alcohol. I think in 2012 it was rated 5%. That's what I had written down in my notes, but it's up to 5.2 now. Little adjustment, same IBU 20. It's been on the market 10 years. Beer Advocate says it's kind of bad, 67 out of 100. Like a D. Barely a D if you were using a high school grading score. Well, let's see, they kept adjusting. I remember it used to be 67 was an F actually when I was in school, and then it went to 68 was the lowest D. Then it went a little lower. Alright, well anyway, but whatever. Rate Beer says, oh no, it's much worse. It's a 26 out of 100 and only a 30 out of 100 in the style. So, hate it. I thought it was excellent when I did it, but what do I know? Okay, Real Louisiana Roasted Peanuts. Best by January 9th, I was supposed it was 2018, that got rubbed off. It's got the date, guys, okay? You know, these painted on dates, they tend to rub off. There's the fall leaves, the pecans, and it's saying go nuts, G-E-A-U-X. Everything in Louisiana now has got to be G-E-A-U-X. But I believe that would really be geaux, not go. So it's like people trying to be French but aren't French. Geaux nuts. Geaux nuts. St. Tammany Parish is not French Louisiana. Anyway, that's the Anglo Louisiana. Here's the old style label. This is not the pecan, that's the Abita Amber, but that's their old style label. Maybe trying to look more like a 1890s design, you know, something like that. Alright, that part of Louisiana is the Florida parishes. And they're called the Florida parishes because until 1810, they had always been part of Florida. Now remember, Florida used to stretch from what is now Baton Rouge. Well, it was Baton Rouge when the English ruled it for 20 years. It was New Richland, but Spain got it back after the War for American Independence. But anyway, so the Florida parishes stretch from the Mississippi River all the way to, you know, through what is now Florida, the territory of Florida. Well, it was divided into two territories. West Florida and East Florida, for administrative simplification. But the West Florida, most of West Florida was broken up into Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and then part current Florida. But really that area was mostly settled by English Protestants, okay? So it would have more in common with Mississippi or Tennessee than Cajun, you know, French, Cajun or Creole Louisiana. Anyway, now for the history geography lesson. So pour a glass. They're showing a glass like this, okay? But I don't think I have an Abita glass like this. Ivory head and an orange appearance, okay? It looks like fall. It's starting to feel like fall finally. The dry air is coming in. Huh? How can that happen? It was so incredibly humid this past week. It smells a little bit like pecans, nutshells, sweet malt. You know, it's been about 5 years since I've had it. I don't think I revisited it since I reviewed it. It smells nice. I mean, doesn't look like a D or an F beer. Doesn't smell like one. I mean, I don't know what people are expecting. Yeah, sweet, sugary malt, pecan, whatever, however you say that word, pecans, nutshell, caramel, little acid thing in the background, little hop bitterness just for balancing. It's not the greatest beer in the world, but I don't think it makes any claim to that effect. Little haze that after the Swish report, and I see very fine sediment, very fine sediment. Abita is sort of like Shiner, Magic Hat, Harpoon, Full Sail, Widmer Brothers, Red Hook. Craft beer companies that make like wide appeal beers. And then most all of those companies make some more deep speculative beers that would have less appeal, maybe harsher flavors, stronger flavors, more pronounced flavors, much more expensive price for your more connoisseur beer enthusiasts. But I know people that are just your average run-of-the-mill beer drinkers. They're not going to sit there doing research on the internet, watching beer reviews, don't care about all that. That's like the world of nerdism to them, geekism. But for the casual drinker, they like this kind of stuff. I had a lady just ask me yesterday, she says, hey, when that Abita crawfish boil beer comes out, it's like made with crawfish boil. She said, you think I could mail it? And I talked to her about the situation with mailing beer. She wanted to mail some to her daughter in Virginia. And for her and her daughter, okay, this is fine, this casual type, quasi-craft. I mean, you know, it's craft beer, but you know what I mean. Type thing. Sort of like, I guess, your Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is kind of within that realm. Most of your Samuel Adams beers tend to be this kind of approachable thing. And some people might say, that's what's wrong with craft beer. I don't know how that'd be something wrong with it. If a lot of people like drinking it, I don't know. I never could understand that concept. Yeah. $7.99, $8.99 in the worst case scenario, and I think that would be rare. $9.99 for a 6-pack for a seasonable, like I said, mass appeal craft beer. Yeah, it's fine. I like it. It's certainly no D. Well, that's kind of, or a 26 out of 100. No way. It's a 26 out of 100. That is a pathetic joke. I think it deserves, it's very well done. Very well done for what it's supposed to be. And I think it's exactly what they want it to be. It's got that nice little bitter finish. Now, you see like these Bud Light drinkers that live next door to me, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, Marlboro smokers and Bud Light drinkers. They just love those, what's that thing? White and gold Marlboro, whatever, that I see them, they just like love it. Now you might say, well, that's not a very gourmet cigarette. It's probably true. And they're Bud Light and sometimes Coors Light. I mean, they're just loving it. They get home from work and they're sitting on that back porch. Man, they're just loving it. And they really don't want somebody going there and tell them that Bud Light is not the way to go in the world of beer. The answer they would give you would not like that answer. And for them, this kind of thing would be rather extreme. I mean, we laugh at that, but to them they would say, oh, it's so bitter, I don't know about this. It's a little too much, I don't think I could handle it. And I'm not making fun, I'm just saying that would be their attitude. If I brought this to the Knights of Columbus, they would humor me maybe and drink it, but they wouldn't like it. I know one guy who would like it. The Grand Knight would like it. He likes the beer tastings. But the rest would say, Okay, so I'll give it I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to say a B plus, so like an 88, 89 out of 100. It's a B plus beer. It's a very good beer, and I have no qualms drinking it, and I have no criticism of it, in fact. So Laissez Le Bon Temps Roulé, a very good beer from what I consider a very good brewing company, if you look at it within the right context. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.